So have you heard there's a new condo law in Florida? I'm Craig Duran with the Duran Group at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, and today I'm going to give you a brief overview of something that's really having a big effect on condominium sales. You may remember the Champlain Tower South tower that collapsed in Surfside, Florida back June 24th, 2021. Because of that, the Florida legislator created a new law that was passed to help protect people, keep people more safe. So one of the things we're seeing, I'm going to start with our version of our forms. The forms that we're using as real estate professionals in the state of Florida are changing. Two things that you need to know about that that's very much going to affect things whether you're buying or selling a condo. The first thing we want to know about is this milestone inspection report summary. The buyer who has entered into a purchase contract, is entitled at seller's expense to receive from the seller before closing a copy of the inspector prepared summary of the milestone inspection report if it's applicable and if the summary has been submitted to the association. There's a lot there. One of the things to really key in on there is that it's not always applicable and it may or may not have been submitted to the association yet. So milestone inspection report, what is it? Here's a version of it. I won't read the whole thing to you, but if a building is located within 3 miles of a coastline, which so much of our stuff along 38 in Panama City Beach is, then this is going to be required. There's a phase 1 and a phase 2 part of this. Phase 1 is basically a visual inspection. Once the visual inspection is complete, just to check out structural integrity, there's a summary report that's given. So back to our form, a buyer is entitled at seller's expense to receive from the seller this summary if it applies. Sometimes this will apply and sometimes it won't. And if that summary has been submitted to the association. You can read the rest, just pause the video and read the rest of the law if you want to check that out. So the second part of this, structural integrity reserve study. Pursuant to this statute, buyer who has entered into this contract, purchase and sale, is entitled, again, at seller's expense to receive from the seller before the sale or the closing of the condo a copy of the association's most recent structural integrity reserve study or a statement that the association has not completed a structural integrity reserve study. So what is a structural integrity reserve study? Basically a study of the reserve funds required for future major repairs and replacement of the common elements. This is an important part to read down here. I'll let you read through that. Hit pause on the video and check it out. Like you would expect, it's a study to make sure there's enough money in place that if a major repair is needed, that the money is there. So again, visit this one more time on our document. Buyer who's entered into a contract is entitled at seller's expense to receive from the seller before the closing a copy of the association's most recent structural integrity reserve study or a statement that the association has not completed this study. So it's going to be very, very important to know if you're buying if these two things have happened yet, if they even apply to the particular building. There are a lot of other dates layered into this, mostly having to do with which condominiums it's applicable for. If you want more of that information, give me a buzz. Even more interesting is that on, I believe it's March 7th, when the legislature is back in session, there's what's called a glitch bill that is being considered to make some further changes to the law, partially because I think the intent is there to make sure buyers are aware of this. But at the moment, there are no rights to cancel contracts or get out of contracts based off the information provided. At the moment, a seller only has to provide this information by closing. I expect this to change. I expect some of the timelines to change. Very possible that our forms documentation changes again because of this. So it's something we're keeping on top of. So what does it mean for the market? Think about it. The milestone inspection report is essentially starting with a visual, phase 1, to look and see if the building is structurally sound. And what I didn't mention, you can read it on the slide, It goes to a phase 2 study if the visual inspection says, oh, wait a second, we see some problems, we need to dig into this deeper. It's going to cost even more money to start getting professionals out to assess structural integrity. The other part of this, do we have enough money in HOA reserves to cover all the things that need to be fixed potentially if there's a major problem? There's even some changes to the law, substantive changes to the law, affecting how the money can even be used and held within the association. So a lot to take in. If you're purchasing a condo in Florida, if you're selling a condo in Florida, or sorry, in Panama City Beach, 30A area specifically, let me know. I would fly down to Miami and help you. I'm licensed down there, but I don't know the market, so I'm not going to pretend to want to do that. As far as what this means for the market, I know a lot of you are watching this on your individual pages for your particular condo project that we talk to. It's going to be interesting. If you want to find out from the association now, has your building completed both of these steps, and will they or not? All this is going to cost some money. How is that going to be paid for? It will very much affect potential assessments in buildings or not. I know plenty of buildings that are already ahead of this. Some are not so much. Buyers are going to be, the more buyers are getting educated about this, the more it's very much going to matter and be a part of condo sales going forward. So if you have any more questions on your unit specifically or your market specifically, let me know. Also on this page, if you're watching this on our webpage, you'll see our market update for this month for your particular project, where I go really deep into seeing what's happening with the market, seeing how the spring market's shaping up. So again, if you have any questions, I'm Craig Duran with the Duran Group at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Please share this with anyone you know that may be a condo owner and maybe in buildings that we haven't sent this out to. So, and maybe even in the state of Florida. It's an important thing to start to try to understand. It's going to be very fluid. It's going to be changing a lot. I expect it to change again probably this year. Again, if you have any specific questions, my number 850-527-0221. Hope this helps. Thanks for watching.